it's rained a lot since I've been here. And there's a smell here that is just amazing. It smells incredible. And it is the scent of rain. So, Petrichor, I have a just the wiki up right now. It's the earthy scent produced when rain falls on dry soil. The word is constructed from Greek petra, or rock, petros, stone, and ichor, which is the fluid that flows in the veins of the gods. Very cool. I love that. So long before the phenomenon received its name in 1964, it had been noticed and discussed in scientific circles. On the 17th of April, 1891, a brief note on the phenomenon by Thomas Lamb Philipson, Phipson, appeared in the Chemical News. It was republished in its entirety a month later in the Scientific American, in which he wrote, "This subject, with which I was occupied more than 25 years ago, appears from the paragraph in the late number of the Chemical News to have recently attracted the attention of Professor Barthelot and Monsieur G. Andre, to be more precise." Phipson was referring to a short paper read by Barthelot and Andre at the meeting of the French Académie des Sciences on the 23rd of April in 1891 and printed in volume 112 of Comptes Rendus, entitled Sur odeur propre de terre, on the clean smell of the earth. I love that. On the clean smell of the earth. Phipson continues, "I find on referring to my old notes, which are dated in 1865, that it is doubtful whether I have published the results of these observations, and as distinguished chemists I have just named have not quite solved the problem. I hasten to give the results I obtained so long ago." He then theorized that the odor was due to the presence of organic substances closely related to the essential oils of plants, and that these substances consist of the fragrance emitted by thousands of flowers, absorbed into the pores of the soil and only released when displaced by rain. After attempts to isolate it, he found that appeared to be very similar to, if not identical to, bromocedrin derived from the essence of cedar. So in 1964, the phenomenon was first scientifically described in a March 1964 paper by Australian researchers Isabel Baer and Dick Thompson, published in the journal Nature. Thomas coined the term petrichor to refer to what had previously been known as agrillicious odor. I love that, agrillicious odor. In the article, the authors described how the smell derives from an oil exuded from plants, certain plants, during dry periods, whereupon it is absorbed by clay-based soils and rocks. During rain, the oil is released into the air along with another compound, geosmin, a metabolic byproduct, certain of actinobacteria, which is emitted by wet soil, producing the distinctive scent. Ozone may also be present there if there is lightning. In a follow-up paper, Baer and Thompson showed that the oil slows seed germination and early plant growth. It's also interesting to note, actually, geosmin is very, very noticeable to the human nose. We can detect geosmin in the air. I don't remember the exact like parts per million, but just a tiny little fraction of a little bit of the stuff in the air, we can smell it. We're very, very attuned to that smell. And I mean, we are of Earth, so it's interesting. And I'll tell you right now, it smells amazing here. And I'm like out in the middle of nowhere too. I'm like in the boonies, and I'm okay with it because I got my wife, I got this beautiful property. I'm on a well, okay? My well goes down like 170 feet or something to delicious water. It's fresh. I mean, I have a river right next to me, as I showed you guys. And if you missed it, this is literally my backyard. I can I look out the window and I see this. It's I've got a field of grass. It's like I've got a pretty decent sized yard. I'd say I have about 2.5 acres, and gosh, it's beautiful. I love it. And yeah, it rains. It rains on and off, but man, does that smell amazing. And it's cool to know the name of that smell, petrichor.